Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching a big man for it. This is the 18th episode of the 6th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, Sheldon had help from Penny with fun with flags. Basically, she was giving some pointers. She was saying, look, mate, you know, when you're doing it, you don't always have to look and stare straight into the camera. Look next to the person that you're speaking to. Make it look a bit more normal. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to speak robotic, and you know, we can engage and have conversations like we're in a natural environment. And you know, Sheldon tried to, you know, release his posture a little bit, open his body language up. He was opening his legs. He was trying to be a bit more cool, and he actually felt like he made progress with it. And he was speaking to Amy on the computer. You know, she was at work working with the monkeys that she's been obviously testing, giving them cigarettes per day, and she's in the final stages of her research. And she basically said, look, mate, you know, instead of telling me that Penny helped you, why don't you go over there and tell Penny yourself? You know, I'm sure that she'll really appreciate that. And that's what Sheldon actually did. He went over, he told Penny that, you know, her tips and tricks was really good, and he feels like it's improved his way. She was really happy with it. Do you know what I mean? She said it made her day. She invited him out to one of her acting shows. He first rejected it, said it sounded boring, went in and told Amy. Then she told him that, look, mate, you know, she done something good for you. She come and sat down, she had a part in your show. Do you know what I mean? To give you some helpful tips. The least you could do is reciprocate a good offer and gesture and say that you'll go and obviously spend time in something that she enjoys. So he went over and he accepted. And at the end of the episode, Sheldon, Amy and Leonard went and watched Penny act on stage. And it was all really impressed with what she'd done and her skills. And obviously, you know, it's nice to see her doing something that she loves, because since we started the show in season 1, we've always been told that she's an aspiring actress, and we're not really seeing her have many gigs. But every time we actually have seen her take part and do some acting, she's always been decent at it. Also as well, Raj, you know, the continuation on from the Valentine's episode with the girl that he ended up going on a date with. She backdoored it at the very start. He was depressed all episode, but then she come back, she apologised. She said, look, it's nothing against you, it's kind of me. One of those situations. But this time it actually probably was her, because she's basically saying that she's not good in social environments and groups and getting to know people. And, you know, when she actually met Raj, she kind of felt a little bit awkward. Do you know what I mean? She needs to step away and have a bit of time to herself. But, you know, if they're happy to go out and see each other again, then she will actually do that. So Raj was all excited, happy again. He ended the episode on a you know, like a smiley, happy note. And maybe we see them together in a couple of episodes towards the end of the season. It would be really nice. But that's going to wrap up today's intro. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you do, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Look, I know you guys don't want to do this, but we have no choice. So you can either bitch and whine, or we can just get it over with. Yeah, well, it's in our contract to serve on a university committee, and frankly, this is one I believe in. Okay, here we go.
And if I was any good at convincing women to do stuff, I wouldn't have spent so much of my 20s in the shower.
People should take care of themselves.
Oh, like yesterday when you made me drive you to the dry cleaners, the pharmacy, and the post office?
I'm not saying people can't use tools. I believe in a gender-blind society, like in Star Trek, where women and men of all races and creeds work side by side as equals. I don't appreciate being forced to do banal committee work.
Yes, I know. You're too smart for this.
Exactly. It's like asking the Human Torch to heat up your frozen burrito.
One way to counter bias in the peer review process is for papers to be submitted under gender-neutral names, like S. Smith instead of Samantha Smith.
I suppose there is a history of professional women using their initials so as not to be prejudged. Harry Potter's J.K. Rowling.
Please don't make this a school project where I'm the smart kid doing all the work while the slackers sit back and watch.
No, we're not. This time you're the smart kid doing all the work while the even smarter kids sit back and watch.
You know what, right? I was, when I was doing my university degree, I work in construction, and I was going to do my final paper on women in construction. You know, because not many people work in construction, and, you know, I feel like basically the whole kind of imagination of, if I say you work in construction, you probably instantly think of somebody building something, you know what I mean? Or maybe something that's heavy lifting, and like, when that is the majority of the jobs, but that's not all construction. It's like an umbrella, you know what I'm saying? It's like the name for everything. There's so many jobs that you can have inside of construction where you never have to go outside and lift a tool up in your life. You know, what about designers, architects, you know what I mean, estimators, you know, you've got contracts managers. You've got so many things where, like, you know, people can be in there. And I personally don't feel like there's enough females in construction because of the interpretation or whatever, you know, the thought process of, oh, you got to go outside, get really dirty, really dusty, it's all manly, you know, heavy lifting, and that's not the case. And, you know, maybe it's something similar in their field, you know, in science, you know, you associate certain jobs with like men, when in reality it's massive, it's so broad, it's so open, everybody could take part. It's not just a single person kind of job role, it just should be open to everybody, and more people should be applying. Personally, in my opinion, way more females should take up construction, because like I said, it's not just building, there's a massive umbrella, there's so many things that they could do, and also it's good money, so scientists as well. So I'd be interested to see what Leonard actually does.
Guys, our topic is encouraging women in science. Can you at least play a less sexist game?
My character wields a battle axe as well as any man. All your ideas address the issue at a university level. By then it's too late. You need to design an outreach program that targets girls at the middle school level and sets them on an academic track towards the hard sciences.
Maybe I could call my old middle school, see if we can talk to some of the female students.
Yeah, that's great. Try to set up something for the three of us to go over there.
What exactly are you looking up?
How do I get 12-year-old girls excited?
Hey, do you know what as well though? Like, a good experiment would be for Leonard to go into a school environment, talk about science, for example, his job role, and then ask everybody who's interested in maybe this and wants to see it more, and see how many males and see how many females put their hands up. And that would be a good starting point. And then he could then backtrack and say, what can we actually do to show the people that didn't put their hand up how good science actually is, and what other fields we have there. I thought it was good advice from Sheldon.
Thanks again for letting me crash girls' night.
Are you kidding? You brought fancy wine and made fondue? I've slept with guys for less. It's a joke. Based on real events.
And I need a killer first date.
Well, evolutionary biology says that women are attracted to a man who's steady in the face of danger, so I recommend an unsafe environment.
He has some social anxiety issues. Maybe we could start with something simpler.
Take her to Disneyland. You go on Space Mountain, you're in the dark, she's holding on to you.
Yeah, but you just have to remember that ride is shorter than you think, and they take a picture of you at the end, so make sure you got all your clothes back on.
Crowds and the weird characters walking around just reminds me too much of India.
You should definitely go one weekend.
Weekends are too crowded.
No, blow off work. Go on a weekday.
Hooky? I've never played hooky in my life.
Friday, we ditch work and go to Disneyland?
I'm in.
Me too.
Excuse me? I thought we were trying to solve my problem?
Oh, yeah, right. Wait, what was your problem again?
Trying to figure out how to go on a romantic date with a girl who suffers from such crippling social anxiety she can't be around other people.
Doing just Disney or California Adventure too?
I was at Disney last month, you know. That's where I went as part of my vacation. 2 days in the Paris one. It was actually pretty good, actually. You know, it was. I'm also going in September, yeah, to Orlando, you know, for like 2 weeks. I actually do love the vibes, you know. I'm not like a Disney person in terms of like I got stuff all over the house and I absolutely love it. But like when I go there, mate, I fully get it, engulfed in all of it, me. I absolutely love it. Like, seeing all the characters, it's the vibes and the music. It is a happy place, isn't it? It actually is a happy place. Like, you can go there thinking, oh, I'm not a big fan of Disney. And when you go there, you've just spent 100 quid on buying, like, a Disney-shaped pizza and buying, like, a big lighter Lilo and Stitch kind of, like, mug or something. You know what I mean? You full on get took over.
It's nice of your old school to let us try out our science talk on some female students.
Well, they're actually pretty excited. I'm their most famous alum. If you don't count the serial killer who ate all those prostitutes. So many memories. I mean, how many times in these hallways was I tripped, punched, and spit on? A master's in engineering, and I still can't figure out how Scott Kopensky got me and my briefcase to fit in there. Hey, what? Nothing?
Smart. We don't want any problems.
At 7 last night, I called about a problem at the lab and casually mentioned I was going out for seafood. At 9:30, I called and told him that one of my scallops tasted weird. At 11:30, I called and said I was throwing up like a fire hose. And now I'm going to Disneyland! So what are we gonna do first?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna make a beeline for the place that gives you a princess makeover.
All right, whatever. How does it work?
Okay, so you pick your princess, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Cinderella. They give you hair, makeup, the work. This was my idea. I'm driving. I'm Cinderella. You bitches got a problem with that? We can stop the car right now.
Meeting a girl here, it's kind of a first date. She and I are both a little awkward in social situations, so it seemed like a good idea.
People say I'm a little awkward, too. May I join you?
No, you can't join us. Just go climb back up whatever beanstalk you came down from.
We're eating here.
I've not had a drink.
We're having a texting date. I love that.
As you're reading, it will help you remember I have an adorable accent.
Okay, who's ready for some science? And we are going to show you girls how cool a job in science can be. How cool, you ask? Well, how about negative 273 degrees? Because that's the temperature at which entropy reaches its minimum value. Did I just learn something new and have fun doing it? What?
Hello, female children. Madame Curie, co-discoverer of radioactivity. She was a hero of science, and she was poisoned to death by her own discovery. I see no reason why that can't happen to any of you. Are we done? Can we go?
Maybe they're all happy about, about Howard. He's actually got a fun job going into space. I feel like everybody's kind of interested in that, regardless of whether you're interested in the general science, you know what I mean? Like, going into space, seeing different planets, you know what I mean? Like zero gravity, that's all pretty cool, isn't it? I feel like everybody, regardless of age, thinks that is like a fascinating topic. Personally, anyway, I think it's really good, and maybe they're the one that they have the most kind of connection with. Now, I remember one time when I was in school, primary as well, somebody come in and done like I wouldn't say it's a scientific experiment, but he was doing some sort of science thing, and he basically said, look, we put loads of water into a bucket, and we can move this bucket around our finger and spin it, and no water will pour out. And everyone was like, no. And then he was doing it, and he was like, wow, you know what I mean? The bucket spins upside down, no water come out. And I don't know anything about science. I'm not even going to proclaim that I know what's going on. But basically, some sort of thing going on as you're spinning it, holds the water in, doesn't fall out. Same with food or anything like that. And that's something that I remember that I thought was pretty fascinating at a young age from school.
I went to this very school. Those desks you're sitting in, I was once super glued to one of them.
Did you go to the moon?
No, but I did go to the International Space Station.
Did you fly the rocket?
No, but I was
Flew in the rocket.
I didn't actually.
So you just flew around? That's kind of like my uncle. He's a flight attendant.
No, I'm an American hero. Your uncle brings people nuts. Okay.
I am what's called an experimental physicist, which is super fun because I get to test theories and work with lasers. My mother and father are scientists, so I was kind of led in that direction. Pushed might be a better way to describe it. I was your age. I wanted to be a rap star. After I confided, I was derided and chided. My mom's and I collided. She said my dreams were misguided. Just a little freestyle.
My dad's a gynecologist in India, so if you're ever over there and need a checkup, as he likes to say, he's at your cervix.
That's terrible. Your dad should be sent to the penitentiary.
That's a fitting punishment. I still don't know what you do for a living.
Web design.
Anything I might have seen?
I don't know. You ever look at porn websites?
He didn't know how to answer that.
No, never. What is porn?
Sorry, autocorrect. That was supposed to say prom websites.
Fun! I love prom. The romance, the gowns, it's like a fairy tale come to life. Sorry, autocorrect. That was supposed to say, I like sports.
How do you meet girls playing the cello? Hey, you want to come over to my house and listen to me play an instrument that sounds like a suicidal bumblebee?
I don't know if women in general have been actively discouraged from pursuing the sciences, but it's clear you young women here today have been. It might be much more meaningful to hear about women in science from actual women in science. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to enlighten these young women.
Hey, you look pretty good.
I'm Dr. Fowler, and I'm a neuroscientist.
And I'm Dr. Rostenkowski-Wallowitz, and I'm a microbiologist. Every one of you has the capacity to be anything you want to be.
Unless you want to be Cinderella.
Come at me, see what happens.
This was really fun.
My battery's dying, so I'm just gonna talk. I've been trying to do more things that scare me and Coming here was definitely one of them. I could do one more scary thing before I go and give you a kiss goodbye. Panic attack maybe next time.
Honey, home. You have fun today?
Yes, and I have a surprise for you.
Please be Cinderella. Please be Cinderella.
Well, hello, Prince Charming.
Yes. How does she not laugh at that? I'd be fucking pissing myself, me, honestly.
Hey, how was your what?
What are you doing?
Just a minute. Go on and listen.
All Snow White needs is one little kiss to wake up.
Heard you the first time.
You see what I mean? Like the difference between them. I mean, that was actually decent. I don't know how Bernadette was not laughing then. Honestly, like Howard is funny in it. Mate, I actually miss that side of Howard, to be honest. I actually really do like his character, and he's never really gone down in my books, to be honest. He's always been consistently up there. But like, I felt like when the show first aired, he was by far lead in like funniness. Like in terms of like interesting and good acting and character wise, I think Sheldon's always just been at the top. But I personally think that the most funny character is Amy. That might be me. I might be one in a million. Do you know what I mean? Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody likes own characters. To be honest, you know, when we do other shows, like, I was going to say The Walking Dead, even though we're not posted that. The Vampire Diaries originals, you know, Legacies, you know, we've done Prison Break. I can't remember Teen Wolf. Usually in those seasons, we do run our most likely to dislike characters of each season. Now, I don't do it, and I've not done it on these because, to be honest, you can't really have a disliked character. Like, usually when you watch something, you know, every, like, seasons kind of change. These kind of seasons are all the same, context-wise. Stories change, but characters are very similar. And obviously, like, you know, I do feel like sometimes a character leads a bit, you know what I mean? And then some people may dip and come in. But, like, I would be interested to see, like, who's people's favourite characters currently up to this stage. Might not have to be the whole entirety of the show. Do you know what I mean? Like I was saying, it goes up and down. I feel like the first 3 seasons or something, Howard was leading to me anyway. He was the most funny character. Sheldon's always been up there with probably the best character. But I feel like right now, Amy makes me laugh anyway the most. And I actually feel like her personality, the way she is, the way she laughs, the way she talks, just engages in everybody. She's decent, and she's personally my favourite right now. Nah, I miss that side of Howard though. You know, the one that we just seen then. What a joker he was. You know, instantly clothes off, riding the horse all the way towards Bernadette. I would have been pissing myself, honestly. I don't know how she kept a straight face with that. I thought it was actually really funny. And, you know, Leonard as well in a different way. As soon as you seen Penny in that costume, boom, mate, he's getting undressed. Look, I was thinking maybe, just maybe, you know, Sheldon would go over and give her a kiss to wake her up. But no, classic Sheldon. Not really bothered, just carrying on with his work. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So it seems like a pretty successful episode for Raj, to be honest. He managed to fully go on a date without actually engaging in conversation. No alcohol involved at all. Now, I don't know how that's going to help him going forward, to be honest, because it nearly ended in ruins, so to speak, at the end when her phone died and she was having a conversation. But she kind of, I don't know, needs to dip out, and it kind of giving a break, because basically the last few bits of their date, he didn't even have to engage in anything, did he? He was just silent himself, and you know, it did go well for him, and I'm happy for him, and obviously it's nice to see him having a good time and not a sad one. You know what I mean? That's, I think, that I've always said going with Raj's character. Like, if we can consistently make him like engage in happy situations, whether it's with a female, with his friends, or with Stuart, then that's what we want. We don't want the sad, depressed, lonely one consistently talking about how he's got nobody, he's all alone, he's left out, you know what I mean? We don't want that. And the last few episodes have been pretty good. I know the last episode or the one before, he was a bit depressed that obviously the date backdoored it, but she did come back, she apologised, and he ended up being happy. So it wasn't long in the episode, you know, where he was sad. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, we've seen today as well, like the guys was trying to encourage females to spend and obviously want to join the industry of science. Now, again, you know, the only way to do it is probably by doing stuff like this. First of all, you'd go in and ask who wants to be part of it, and then you try to woo them and impress them. That's the only way to do it, isn't it? Are you interested in subject A? And, you know, 10 people say no. It's like, well, how about this? Did you enjoy it? Now how many are interested? 4? Great, you made progress, you know what I mean? You took people who wasn't interested or thought about it before, shown them something good, something practical, something fun, and you've actually clawed and drawn some audiences in. I thought people would have been more impressed with Howard being an astronaut, to be honest. He kind of like shut him down, wasn't really buzzing about it. I know personally, if I was 12 years old, like these was supposed to be or whatever's, and an astronaut coming to my work or school, sorry, I'd be really impressed. I'd be really fascinated. I'd be asking loads of questions. So it is probably the same as like my personal opinion in real life, because I work in construction with the science industry. Like many people probably associate it with a dominant male field, when in reality it's not really has to be that, to be honest, you know, and everybody in all genders could be in there and be part of the branch of scientist slash construction worker and, you know, do something that they love. It's not just one specific role. Do you know what I mean? If you said that you was, I don't know, say an accountant, you know, you probably all the time sat at your desk doing the same task over and over, but for different people. But if you say you work in construction, you could be a driver, you could be a, do you know what I mean, like an architect, you could be working as estimating or building, you know what I mean? Like, so many different jobs under one branch. You could be a scientist, you could be a physicist, you know what I mean? You could be a microbiologist, you could be an astronaut, like so many different roles. And I think more people need to go out there, engage and explain all the different fun things that you could do in every field. And they tried to do that today. Don't know if they were successful, to be honest. Seems like nobody actually cared, but it's the thought that counts, and respect to them. And, you know, they nearly ended up spinning it all the way around and being about themselves again, like they always do. But it was good that they tried, and I enjoyed it. And as an episode as a whole, it was really fun. And I can't wait to see the next one. Thanks for checking out today's. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.